Hey everyone, Frankenstein here. I just wanted to make a really quick video about a couple of things that I've read online within the last week. Most of you probably will have heard that Jared Leto got busted, I guess we'll say, by TMZ for saying some not nice things about Taylor Swift. And also, I just read today, actually, that the DJ deadmau5, he has quit social media, not necessarily because of the things he said about Justin Bieber, but that might have had something to do with it, but also because I guess he's just over social media. So I wanted to talk about these things that have happened because it seems to me that a big deal is being made over something very insignificant. Now, Jared Leto's gone so far to say that he'll be suing TMZ because the video where he was talking about Taylor Swift, it was acquired illegally. So, you know, there's a bit going on in that case. I don't want to get into the nitty-gritty of it. I just want to talk about the fact that these two people, being Jared Leto and deadmau5, have been persecuted for saying pretty much that they don't like Taylor Swift or Justin Bieber, or that they don't they don't, I guess I want to say acknowledge them as artists, but, you know, probably not to that extreme. My problem with this, and I'm going to try and be as non-biased as I can. I want this to be very neutral, and I want to treat all parties with respect. I'm just gonna say it. I'm not a fan of Justin Bieber, and nor am I a fan of Taylor Swift. For me, it's just not my style of music. It's not something I'm totally into. I don't, you know, I have nothing in common, I guess, with those two people, and that's not to say that what they do is wrong or what they do is bad, because obviously they have an amazing fan base, you know, a huge fan base, both of them. People obviously like what they're doing, so they must be doing something right. But for me, however, it's just not my cup of tea. So I'm hoping that, you know, the Beliebers and the Swifties, if you happen to be watching this video, I'm hoping that we can not have to butt heads and not leave mean comments or anything. I want to have this conversation as, you know, humanely nice as possible. So anyway, the whole point of this, is that whilst people might have different opinions about recording artists, as an example, as I mentioned, Justin Bieber. I was going to say Jared Leto. Jared Leto and Taylor Swift, and deadmau5 and Justin Bieber. Honestly, I think that there shouldn't be anything wrong with voicing your dislike of someone. Now, you could take that in a bit of a negative way, because you could, you know, you could say, why do you have to be mean about something, or why do you have to be mean about someone? And you don't. Like, you know, in the perfect kind of world, we should all be very nice to each other. That said, it's human nature for us to not get along with everyone. We're just not hardwired that way. Some people we're going to love, some people we're going to hate, some people are going to love us, some people are going to hate you. You know, it's all just human nature, and, you know, we're all very different people. We're all very unique. And sometimes you're just not going to get along with certain people, or you're just not going to like them. You might not appreciate them, that you might dislike their personal traits. It could be anything. That said, I think that Jared Leto, in Jared Leto's case, with the whole Taylor Swift thing, he said his comments, whatever, and then he came out and he apologized. Now, you might think, you know, he's only apologizing because he got caught, and perhaps you're right. I personally think that he shouldn't have apologized, because if he doesn't want to, he doesn't have to like Taylor Swift. He doesn't have to like her music. He doesn't have to, if he has issues with the way she records things or the way she sounds or whatever. Jared Leto's band 30 Seconds to Mars and Taylor Swift, they're very different, and you know, I'm sure they work differently and they come up with their songs differently, and you know, all sorts of things. And there's always been a rivalry when it comes to rock bands and pop acts, and it's not to say that it's the right thing or that it's a good thing, but often people in rock bands will often discredit pop acts because you know, sometimes they don't write their own songs or their own music, whatever. Taylor Swift, from what I know, I think she does write her own songs. But that said, you know, that's not, you know, I don't think that's what the issue was. I think he just didn't like her music. He just didn't like the album. And there's nothing wrong with that. So I personally think that Jared shouldn't have apologized, because you shouldn't have to apologize if you don't like a style of music. Not everyone likes the same style of music. Not everyone appreciates musicians, other musicians, different musicians, whatever. So I think that for him to have come out and apologize is a bit of a flaw on his behalf. I think Jared should have stuck to his guns and said, well, I don't like her, I don't like the music, I don't like her album, you know, it's not for me. And people would understand that. I don't understand why people, you know, we live in an age where everything is so PC now, everything's so politically correct, and everyone's so scared to hurt everyone else's feelings. But in the real world, shit happens. Like, so you will get upset and people will offend you and people say mean shit, and you know, you just have to deal with it. And so I think in Jared's case, I think he should have just said, yep, I said it. And, you know, it might not have been the nicest way to say it, but I don't like her album. I think that would have been better for him. I just think, you know, it would have been more credible coming from him than saying it and then thinking, because the way it comes across is like, oh, I've just been busted because someone stole my, you know, my property, my video or whatever, and I've been busted bad-mouthing Taylor Swift. So it looks like he's trying to cover up and, you know, apologize for him just being him. And, you know, we should all just, why can't you just be yourself? Why can't you just admit that you don't like a certain band or whatever? It's, you know, they're just people, you know, and musicians are just people just like us. And, you know, they have the same kind of thoughts and feelings. They don't have to like certain bands and certain songs and whatever. So I think it was a bit of a character flaw. I don't know. Sorry, I just got a little, I don't know if that came up, but anyway, my camera just went spastic. Just went all crazy, y'all. Yeah, so yeah, with the whole Jared thing, I think he should have just stuck by his guns. I think it would have been more credible. I understand he's, you know, trying to make amends and not hurt anyone's feelings, but, you know, if you're passionate about something, if you believe in something, you should stick up for it. So that's my feelings on that. And the whole thing with deadmau5 and the social media and Justin Bieber, I think he said something along the lines of Justin Bieber doesn't write his own songs, and, you know, the album's probably good, but why should he credit him when he, you know, didn't write any songs, all he's doing is singing. So, I mean, you know, again, I don't know if deadmau5 apologized, to be honest. I'm not actually sure, but he has decided to leave social media and whatever. I don't really know a whole lot about it, but again, that's another instance of a musician turning around and saying, you know, that they don't like someone, and then I guess there was backlash and he's gone around and left social media. So I just think, you know, with music is subjective. And music is interpretive, and, you know, that's the great thing about it. You can pick and choose what you love. You don't have to love all sorts of music. You can just love whatever you want. And if some people, you know, if you don't like it, you don't like it. But you shouldn't be made to feel bad that you don't like something. And you should be able to say why you don't like it without there being backlash, you know. So I don't know, I guess it just kind of irritates me, because I think people should be allowed to say what they want about music. That's the joy of music, is, as I mentioned, it's, you know, interpretive, and it's a great conversation piece because people are so passionate about music. People are so passionate about the bands they love and the singers that they love. And as I mentioned, you know, Taylor Swift and Justin Bieber both have astronomical fan bases. And, you know, with Jared Leto, 30 Seconds to Mars has a very strong fan base. So, you know, you got to remember, at the end of the day, they're all people, and if they want to not like a band, they should be able to not like a band or a singer or whatever. But I just thought it was very interesting. I thought it was very interesting that, you know, they made these comments and then they kind of had to retract them. And it's like, are we really getting to the point where we have to censor what we say just so we don't hurt someone's feelings, even if it's just over music? So, I don't know. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I'm interested to hear what you guys think about it, and I'm hoping that you can keep it as constructive criticism. I don't want to start any fights with anyone. I don't want anyone to fight with anyone else. So, let me know what you think about the whole situation below. Let me know your thoughts about, you know, all these kind of bands and all of this kind of subject. And, yeah, just let me know what you think. So, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And yeah, until next time, I'm Nattie Frankenstein, and I will see you later.